In today's video, I am so excited to share with all of you how I go about meal planning. And it definitely can be a huge feat, but once you get into a routine and you develop a system, it's honestly something that I find to be enjoyable and that I look forward to ensure that my family and I have little to no stress when it comes to thinking about the meals that we're going to eat throughout the week. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jessica, and here on my channel, we focus on all things mom life, but everything we do in my space does have a bit of a healthy twist, as I'm a holistic nutritionist and a nutritional practitioner. You guys ask me all the time, whether it's here on YouTube or over on Instagram, how I ensure that my family and I stay on track during the week, whether it's a busy week or slow week. And I say this sentiment all the time here, especially on YouTube, that I don't like to plan out every single meal for 7 days in a row. That's just not something that works for me. I'm more of the type of person who likes to prep ingredients and have a few meals in mind. Likewise, I really like to prep breakfasts and snacks for my kids. So here on my channel, we do a ton of healthy baking. And the reason for that is it's something that I can add with a green smoothie or a green juice for breakfast and a side of eggs. If I've made, whether it's a breakfast cookie or a breakfast muffin or waffle, that way I know that there's a ton of nutrient dense snacks that I have on hand. Likewise, I like to have these as a side for my kids in their lunchbox, and sometimes even at dinner if I know I'm going to be cooking, whether it's a red paste curry, something that maybe they've never had before. If I have these really nutrient dense baked goods on hand, that way they can try a couple bites of the meal that we're having, they'll eat their side of vegetables, and likewise I also know that I have these things as a backup to have on hand to give to them. That way no one is going to bed hungry. So as of lately, I've been doing a lot of my actual meal planning ahead of time on my computer, where I look at some of my favorite recipes, tried and true, that I know my family loves, and then I do go ahead and I place an order on Prime Now for my Whole Foods, whether it's pickup or delivery. Lately, I've been doing a lot more meal prepping on Thursdays. After I drop the kids off at school, I will swing by to Whole Foods, pick up my grocery deliveries, come home, and get a lot of the bulk of the chopping, washing, and prepping done. Another reason I love to shop on something ahead of time, whether it's Instacart or Prime Now, is that I'm in the comfort of my own kitchen. So I'm literally sitting at my kitchen dining room table right now. I can pop up, I can look at my pantry, I can look at my fridge as I'm meal prepping and add those things to my cart. Don't get me wrong, I always say that Whole Foods is my happy place. I love to go into Whole Foods, and I do often go in there once to twice a week if I need to pick something up. However, on those busy weeks where I really want to get ahead and be efficient with my meal prepping, using a resource like this makes it super helpful. So for today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you behind the scenes, show you some of the recipes that we're going to be putting together in the video. We're going to add it to my cart, and then tomorrow when I wake up, I'm going to take the kids to school, drop them off. You're going to come with me. We're going to pick up the groceries. Then when we come home, I will show you a quick grocery haul. We'll go through all of our ingredients, and then we'll jump into the actual meal prep. I hope you guys like the format of today's video. It's something a little bit different, a little more vlog style, but that way you can see my process, and I hope that it's helpful. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump on my computer and start planning our meals. So last week we had a lot of chicken and turkey. So this week I'm adding in a little bit more red meat. Additionally, I'm going to be adding in some more cruciferous vegetables, as the kids had had more of zucchini-based and beet-based vegetables the week before. So adding in a little bit more cruciferous will be helpful. Then as far as fruit goes, we had had a lot of oranges the week before, so I'm definitely adding in more berries this week to up our antioxidants. So this is just my process. I like to go through what we're currently eating and what we'd eaten the week before and look for any gaps to ensure that we're meeting all of our nutritional needs. Okay, so like I said, I've unpacked everything here on the table. Then we'll go ahead and wash and prep everything and jump into the cooking. So I got some leeks to go with this rotisserie chicken because I'm gonna be making a leek chicken and rice medley that has some peas in it and garlic. It's absolutely delicious. So we make that later on in the video. I also got some blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries over there. Additionally, I got some thyme for the recipe tonight, some organic fresh mint. I love to have this in flat water with a little lemon and lime. Likewise, I love to put it with my sparkling lemon lime Waterloo. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen me share that a bunch. I got some organic broccoli to have around for the week, a couple of bananas for smoothies and recipes. This 50-50 organic blend. I love this blend. I eat it every single day in salads. Then I did grab some of these flackers. I love these flaxseed crackers. I'm huge fan of fiber. If you followed me at all for a while now, you know that I think that a high fiber diet is extremely beneficial, especially for women and moms. After we've had kids, it really helps to balance our hormones to eat a lot of fiber. So I love to have those with a little bit of guacamole or hummus. They're delicious. Then I grabbed these cassava flour tortillas. They didn't have the Siete ones, so I just picked up the Whole Foods brand. I haven't had these ones in particular, so we'll see how they are. I got one zucchini. I have 2 more in the fridge, but I did need to have 3 for the week. Some petite baby carrots. These are great to throw into smoothies, into the kids' lunch boxes. Overall, we always have carrots on hand. I got 2 sweet potatoes and 2 Japanese yams. I'm gonna be doing like a chickpea sweet potato stew later next week, so that won't be in today's video, but I will go ahead and film that for you guys on Instagram. But I will be baking up some of these Japanese yams. I love to have these with just a little bit of Celtic salt on them and a little grass-fed butter or coconut oil. They're delicious. And then I did get some organic cauliflower because we're gonna be making organic like veggie nuggets, which are delicious homemade veggie nuggets that your entire family will love. So this is everything we got. I'm gonna wash everything and prep the fruit that needs to be prepped. I'll wash the leeks for the dinner tonight and get things put away, and we'll get into cooking. So you need to let me know in the comment section down below, are you somebody who absolutely pre-washes all of your produce the second you get home from the grocery store, preps it and has it in your fridge ready to go? Or are you somebody who has to make a conscious effort to prep your produce and put it together in the refrigerator? I'm curious to know, because we all know that if you prep your produce, you wash it and have it in the fridge, you are more likely to actually consume your fruits and vegetables. Additionally, they do last longer. So that's why I love to prep produce, because if you put it together with a little apple cider vinegar or even just water with grapefruit seed extract, all of these things, of course, get it exceptionally clean and make it easy and convenient to eat. But it does make your produce actually last longer. So let me know in the comment section down below which camp you fall in. Are you somebody who preps it all at once, or do you prep it as needed when you eat it? I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I was definitely focusing on increasing cruciferous vegetables this week, and that's the case for sure. However, zucchini is one of those vegetables that I always have in my refrigerator because it is so easy to include in all of my recipes. I throw it into every single smoothie. I put it in every single juice that we make, every pasta sauce that I put together. Anytime that I'm sauteing beef or chicken or turkey, I chop it up very finely and I put it into my saute. So even if I'm not focusing on adding in zucchini, it is definitely a vegetable that you will always find in my refrigerator. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably saw me all summer long eating chopped broccoli and cauliflower and carrots with the Thrive Market ranch dressing. You guys, I talk about this ranch dressing all the time, but it is so delicious and it is exceptionally clean. So in the summertime, especially, I love having fresh cauliflower, cucumber, carrots, and broccoli chopped that I can eat with the Thrive Market ranch. If you haven't had a chance to try it, check out the link in my bio below. You can join Thrive and try this most delicious and healthy ranch. All right, guys, so I've gone ahead and I've prepped all of the fruit and veg. I've washed, chopped. It takes a little bit longer, honestly, because I'm moving the camera around. But I did all of that in 45 minutes. It didn't take me too long. So now it's time for me to run and get Sawyer from school. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. Then when she's down for her nap, I'll do some baking for the week and then we'll get dinner started. Sawyer's down for her nap, so now I'm prepping some quinoa, and as you can see, I also have some rice soaking in a bowl as well. So now I'm going to get started on these grains because they're easy and kind of stress-free. I can just have them going as I continue to prep out the rest of our ingredients. Now, this next dish I shared over on Instagram, and you guys were so excited and blown away by how cute these turned out. So I'm just rolling out some of the gluten-free bread that I had shown you earlier in the video, and we're going to be making mini quiches. Now, I did buy the heritage bread because it is a little heartier and dense, and I like that texture. However, I will say that if you get the Canyon Bakehouse 7-grain bread, it's definitely easier to roll out and it's not as hearty and difficult to work with. But even though it was challenging to roll this bread out, it was well worth it because I loved the texture that it gave us when we made these mini quiches. I'm just chopping off the crust because it makes it slightly easier when I roll it out, and I'm saving that because I will use that later on for gluten-free breadcrumbs. For all of the recipes, of course, be sure to check out the description box. I will have everything outlined for you down there. So you're going to want to heavily spray your pan with avocado oil, coconut oil, or even butter would be delicious. And then you're gonna put the bread in and we're gonna bake it for about 3 to 5 minutes before we start to add our vegetables and eggs. I'm using, as you can see here, cauliflower and broccoli. I've also done this with zucchini and carrot, but for today, we're gonna be using cauliflower and broccoli, and they turned out delicious. Then we're gonna take 4 eggs and crack them and whisk them very well, and then add in our vegetables. I also added in 1/3 cup of cheddar cheese. This is of course completely optional for you, but it's something that I did go ahead and add in. Additionally, I sprinkle on some cheese on a few of the other ones. My son actually doesn't like cheese, so I didn't want to add cheese on top of all of them because then I knew he wouldn't want to eat them. Then you will go ahead and pour them into the little quiche bread baskets after they've had a chance to bake for 3 to 5 minutes or until they're crispy all the way through. While those bake, the quinoa has finished, so I will go ahead and package that up. This is just the kombu. It's a sea vegetable. I share it with you guys every time I make any of my grains. I go ahead and remove that, and then I'm packaging up my quinoa. I'm gonna allow that to cool before popping it in the refrigerator. And then by that time, the timer has gone off. I'm checking on the mini quiches, and as you can see, they turned out beautifully. They are so cute and so delicious. Even my husband, who sometimes will think that most of the recipes I make that are quick and easy like this are mainly for the kids, but he loved this one as well and completely devoured it. After the quiches finished, Sawyer woke up from her nap. I played with her for a little bit, and then we went and picked up Ronan from school. So now I'm back home and in the kitchen. And as you can see, I had already started the rice in the rice cooker, and now I'm chopping up some garlic, and then I'll move on to chopping up some chicken to go with the leeks from earlier to throw together the chicken and leek rice. This dish is so delicious and so easy to pull together, and I love to double and sometimes triple it, especially if I've purchased a rotisserie chicken. That is the ultimate hack for so many of my recipes. And actually, if you haven't had a chance to check out my video, I share with you all of my favorite ways to use rotisserie chicken. So I will link that for you up in the cards. And then of course, feel free to check that out after today's video. But you can really make some incredible meals with rotisserie chicken. It's such a great shortcut, especially Whole Foods has their rotisserie chicken on sale for $7.99 every Tuesday. So it's a great hack and a great way to add in quick, easy, nutrient-dense meals. So I'm just taking some grass-fed butter, the leeks that we prepped earlier, and some garlic, and I'm getting that started on the stovetop while I start to tear up our chicken. And as you can see, it's a little bit more challenging after the chicken has cooled down. I had it in the refrigerator. If it was a perfect world and I had unlimited time this morning while Sawyer was at school, I would have immediately, while the chicken was warm, taken it off of the bone. That's one thing about rotisserie chicken, is that it is easier to go ahead and chop and peel it apart while it's still warm, but it's not the end of the world. It's still easy and a great thing to have on hand, even if it has cooled down. So now I've taken about a quarter of our chicken, I've chopped that up, and now I'm adding that in with the leek and the garlic and a little bit of broth and some additional seasoning. And we will go ahead and eat this within the meal prep with our rice. And then I've taken the rest of the chicken and I've packaged that up in a glass Pyrex and I put that in the fridge. It's great to have with salad. I love to have it with eggs. I love to put it in the kids' lunch boxes. So that's what we've done. We've taken the rest of the chicken and we've saved that for the remainder of the week. Then you'll want to add in your cooked rice, allow that to combine fully, and then we'll add in our frozen peas. If it starts to dry out, add broth as needed, especially after you've added the peas. But go ahead and put the lid on, see how it comes together, because you don't want it too soupy. You want the texture just right. So just be mindful, add a little bit of broth here, a little bit of broth there, mix it well, add on the lid, allow it to cook for a couple of minutes, and then check on the recipe. Again, be sure to check out the description box down below for all of the recipes that I'm sharing in today's video. You'll find it really helpful, so that way you can recreate these at home. And if you do recreate these recipes at home, please be sure to let me know by tagging me on Instagram. I absolutely love to see when you make these at home and how your family is enjoying them. Well, we officially saved the best for last with these adorable, delicious, and texture perfection veggie nuggets. You guys do not want to miss out on this one. It is jam-packed with nutrition and absolutely incredible. This was a fan favorite with my husband, my parents, my kids, myself. Anybody and everybody who tried these nuggets absolutely adored them. So we are adding in some carrot, broccoli, and cauliflower into them. I'm shredding them up in my mini food processor, which is by far my favorite kitchen gadget because it completely gets the texture perfect when you're looking to create something like nuggets. We're also adding in fresh garlic because it really brings out the flavor in these veggies. And then we did go ahead and add in 1 cup of the fully cooked quinoa that we had made earlier. You want to be sure that your quinoa has fully cooled down. So that's why I did it earlier in the day before making these. And then we're going to be adding in all of our spices. You do not want to be shy when you're adding in spices. You saw the amount of vegetables. We added in 3 cups, 1 cup of carrot, 1 cup of broccoli, and 1 cup of cauliflower into this recipe. So spices are key, especially if we want them to taste and have that delicious flavor like you would get in like a chicken nugget or a veggie nugget from the store. We're gonna whisk together 2 eggs, and then we're gonna add that into the quinoa and veg mix. Let that combine really, really well. And then I did go ahead and add half a cup of cheddar cheese. You do not have to add half a cup of cheddar cheese, especially if you wanna hold together the texture. Then I did add half a cup of gluten-free breadcrumbs. You guys recommended this brand to me. They're really delicious and great. Previously, I've always used the brown rice gluten-free breadcrumbs from Trader Joe's, but they no longer carry them. Once your mixture is fully combined, then you'll want to roll them into little nuggets and roll them into more breadcrumbs. To me, the more breadcrumbs on the outside, the better. Honestly, I went really heavy, and I always do. Even when I'm making homemade chicken or turkey nuggets, I go heavy on the breadcrumbs just because it crisps up really well and it gives you that restaurant or even store-bought style texture, and my kids love it. And when they bake, honestly, they do get that nice crunch to them, so I feel like everybody is more apt to eat them. Then they'll go into the oven for 30 to 32 minutes at 400 degrees. And when you pull them out, they will smell delicious and the texture will honestly amaze you. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And if you liked this video, it would mean a lot to me if you would give it a big thumbs up. And then let me know in the comment section down below what recipes you're most excited to give a try. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click. That way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.